Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our next creature feature. My name is Allison Ginsberg, and I'm the manager of animal training and enrichment here at the zoo. Today, we're taking you behind the scenes and getting to show you something that most of our guests don't actually get to see. We are behind the scenes on what we call Seal Beach with our harbor seals. There's a few of them in the back. We'll get a closer look at them in just a moment. So on Monday, we learned all about how we care and provide the best in care and welfare for our animals, and that includes enrichment, as we learned about on Monday, and also animal training. Most of our animals here at the zoo are trained to participate in their own routine physical exams. Just how you go to the doctor for a checkup, we can do the same thing with our animals here as well. So today we're going to show you some of the behaviors that our seals have learned as they participate in their own exams. We actually have one of our full-time veterinarians here, Dr. Charlene, and she'll be able to talk a little bit more about the veterinary care that we provide to all of our animals here at the zoo.
Hello folks, thanks for joining us here today. We have a number of seals here and some really wonderful trainers that have taught keepers, animal care professionals that have taught our seals to allow us to do a number of different things related to veterinary care that really help ensure that animals have a better quality of life. As you can imagine, the animals don't always like some of the things that we have to do as veterinary staff, especially when it comes to injections or eye drops or even trying to examine them. So the keepers here have trained the animals to let us do things like put eye drops into eyes in the seals, touch different parts of the seals, look at their teeth with open mouth behaviors. So they're going to show us a variety of these different behaviors today.
All right, let's go see Neptune.
So Neptune is one of our seals that came to us with some pretty significant eye problems. He actually was a wild seal off the coast of BC and ended up at the Marine Mammal Rescue Center because he was having significant problems seeing. Before he came to us, he ended up having to even have one of his eyes removed. If you look really close, you can see that he doesn't have a left eye anymore, and that had to be removed because he had a severe form of glaucoma in it and could no longer see. So right now Jackie's just giving a demonstration of how we administer eye drops. So Neptune's remaining eye, his right eye, he has had a variety of problems with it, especially with inflammation in different parts of the internal aspects of the eye. So he's on an anti-inflammatory drop once a day that helps keep that inflammation under control.
Putting my cap back on, I can show you his training for his eye pressure test.
Because we've had concerns with glaucoma in him, glaucoma in people and in animals is when the pressure, the intraocular pressure, the pressure inside the eye gets too high. So we've also had the keepers train him to allow us to measure the pressure. So Jack is just demonstrating part of the behavior for measuring the pressure on his eye, where we have to be able to touch this little tiny machine to the surface of his eye.
Okay. Open mouth. Target. Open.
Nice teeth, Neptune. So it's so nice if Neptune had anything stuck in his mouth, like a fish bone, or if he had an abscess or a rotten tooth, we'd be able to see with that behavior without having to net him or inject him or anesthetize him. His mouth looks very nice and clean, pink today, nice white teeth. No concerns.
We have a couple questions about how old these guys are and how many seals we have here at the zoo.
We have 7 seals. Neptune is the oldest. He's 7, and the youngest is 3, and every age in between.
And what kind of fish are we giving to them?
We feed them a variety of different types of fish. So the larger fish that you see is herring, and then we also feed them a smaller fish called capelin.
All right. right, let's go see what some of the other seals are up to.
You can also see that Neptune's in very good body condition.
Neptune water. I'll haul Gabbers out.
So one of the reasons we're able to provide such excellent care is because all of our animal care staff works very hard to develop close relationships and bonds with each of the animals, and that allows them to feel comfortable to actually participate in these exams. And you can see Neptune was completely relaxed in every aspect of those behaviors, and that's because Jackie has spent a lot of time working on that close relationship and bond with them.
We have a couple questions asking how long these guys can stay underwater.
Okay. Seals can actually have a range. It depends on the seal. Harbor seals can spend, I think it's up to about, is it 15 minutes underwater?
30 minutes.
30 minutes underwater.
Heather, can you tell us who we're meeting here now?
This is Gabber. Gabber's is 5. Another rescue from Vancouver. Just doing some belly presents. Gabber, belly.
So what would be the purpose of a belly present?
The main thing that we would be doing is trying to see if Gabbers has any skin lesions, any wounds on his belly. But it also, with some of the seals, we've started training to allow us to touch their belly too. So if there's something abnormal there, not only can we see it, but we can potentially check it out by touching it. We've even had times where there's been a little lesion that we've wanted to take a sample from with a swab or with a slide. And with that belly present, especially when we're able to touch, we can even take a sample.
A couple of people are asking us how we tell each of the seals apart.
Well, part of that is looking at different facial features, body markings, size. It's tough when you first start working with a group of animals, they do all look alike. Just like you might come out here and look and go, I can't tell them apart. But then when you start to work with them on a regular basis, you start to look at those facial features, body markings. Gabbers here is a little bit smaller than some of our other seals. He has very tiny little front flippers. So he's a little bit easier to tell apart. He's a darker seal where some of them have a little bit more silver or gray.
They also all have very different personalities too.
A couple questions as well about how much these guys eat in a day.
Ranges from about 3 to 4 kilograms, depending on the seal. So Gabbers being smaller, he gets fed a bit less. Our bigger seals get, it can range from 4 to 5 kilograms.
And most of that food is used through positive reinforcement training to help build the bond between the animal and the keeper and to train behaviors. And as you can see, the seals really enjoy the food, but I think they also really just enjoy the interaction and the mental stimulation of participating in these behaviors.
We have a question from Michelle. What's their average weight?
So our heaviest right now is 80 kilograms, and that's Emil. Emil, pardon me, is at 80 kilograms, and our lightest right now is Gabbers,
Around 50.
around 50. So an average adult male can be between 70 to like over 100 kilograms. So ours are a little bit lighter, but I don't know why that is. Maybe because they're not fully grown yet.
Well, and most of ours have come in too. All of ours are males, but a lot of ours have come in as rescue animals. So Gabbers is quite small, but part of why he was deemed non-releasable is because he seemed to have some sort of growth or development abnormality. His jaw, his muzzle was shorter than it should be, and overall his bones seemed to be shorter than the average adult harbor seal.
Have about 15 minutes left.
Did you want to pull out Anton?
Yeah, I can.
A couple people are asking where they sleep.
when they sleep, sometimes they'll just kind of bob on the surface of the water, or they actually can haul out on the deck. They can really do either one. Sometimes you'll even see them snoozing on the bottom if they can hold their breath for long periods of time. So you may see them snoozing on the bottom of the habitat, not really moving, which could give people some alarm, but they're just snoozing.
Who's this we're meeting now?
This is Anton. Anton is really good at doing nail trims. Touch. This is just descents. So we're touching his nails and his flipper, which is something that we would do when we're doing a nail trim with him. And he's quite good at it. The other thing he's really good at is going home. Oh. Home into the water.
He said home to the water. Is that Now, how we work with our animals in training is if they do something that's incorrect, there's nothing that we do. We simply just move on to the next. As you can see, he went back in the water. Jesse just gave him a second, and now he's coming right back out. So there's no punishment whatsoever with the animals. Everything they do is voluntary. They get a full belly no matter what they do throughout the day. As you can see, no reaction. We're just moving right on to the next behavior.
And you can see too when Jessie hands the fish to Anton, she's very careful to keep her thumb in so that he doesn't grab the wrong thing.
A couple people are also asking how cold the water is.
13 degrees.
About 13 degrees, in case you guys couldn't hear that.
Nice and refreshing. Okay, well, we want to first off thank you so much for joining us behind the scenes today, learning a little bit more about vet care with our Harbour seals, and meeting some of our animal care team, of course, as well as the animals, who are the most important part of this whole piece. Tune in again on Friday for our next creature feature, where we will be meeting one of our Immor tigers. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe.
Neptune is going to wave goodbye too.
Oh, Neptune wants to wave goodbye to everybody.